I can't show you how much of this behind me, but why in the world has 3 planes gone down in the last 24 hours? That gives me really strong Donnie Darko vibes. The latest one was in Canada. You remember a few months ago when I talked about not getting on planes? You know, I'm sure it seemed pretty random at the time, but what about now? Like this right here is absolutely crazy. And at the same time, we're having a huge plane problem for planes that did not go down. And some that did, but you know, they have a lot in common if you're good at using your eyes. Because just recently, Boeing was in the headlines for a while. And this right here is completely not related at all. I just thought it was crazy how we have dual sheets of clouds and they both look ridiculous. We even have an article from Fox Weather saying Florida becomes the unsunshine state and during its cloudiest winter period in 84 years. And that was last year. And this year, the fog and everything else is absolutely insane. This right here has been our viewing conditions in South Carolina for the last 4 days, ever since Christmas. And then randomly in the middle of the night, I should have reported we had an ungodly storm. And when I tell you guys, I've never seen a storm that bad here. The whole entire house was shaking. There was like some crazy strong vibration with this storm. And we haven't seen nothing yet. This massive polar vortex is coming. I wouldn't be surprised if the entire sky froze, if you know.
Duty note, in January 2024, a worldwide EBS will announce activation of the quantum financial system and global currency reset of 209 nations, accompanied by a 48-hour communication lockdown to mark the largest wealth redistribution in history. The U.S. national debt would be paid off by that switch over to the quantum financial system. On Friday, January 17th, President Trump was scheduled to make a GESARA announcement. Banks would then begin zeroing out mortgage, credit cards, and other forms of personal debt. All debt would be fully paid off by the end of January 2025. 3 days later, on Monday, January 20th, the military's EBS, Project Odin, would announce over the new Starlink satellite system to prepare for 10 days of communication darkness. 10 countries will be running an international broadcast on internet, TV, and radio. Information on all corruption in government, banking, and military. On Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, the EBS Emergency Broadcast System, 10 days of communication darkness starts all over the world. Fight to save our Constitution. Sign your own petition to the Supreme Court. Lloyd Brinson petitioned the Supreme Court. Help save tortured Caitlin and let her go home. Give, send, go. Caitlin Marie Hunter wants to go home. Give a little, help a lot. Family in desperate need of help. GiveSendGo.com. And Judy note, I'm writing about near-death experiences of extreme abuse survivors. If you are an extreme abuse survivor or know of one who has had such an experience, I would appreciate hearing from you. Write Judy Byington at info22faces@yahoo.com. Possible timing. Julian Assange on Telegram. Friday, January 17th, GESARA announcement. President Trump told banks to begin zeroing out mortgage, credit cards, and other forms of personal debt starting Friday, January 17th, 2025, with the national debt already taken care of by switching to the QFS. All other debt would begin to be fully paid off by the end of January 2025. Jassara Duprus on Twitter, Sunday, January 12, 2025. Monday, January 20th, Red Folder EAS EBS Project Odin Starlink. Don't be shocked when it all happens. Project Odin, as you may know, is controlled by the military. 10 countries are said to be running the international broadcast on internet, TV, and radio, which will entail information on all corruption in government, banking, and military. Monday, January 20th has the potential to be one of the craziest days in history. Alert, panic mode, it's time for change. The final countdown. Upcoming state of emergency. Red folder. On Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, the EBS emergency broadcast system starts all over the world. The EBS starts on a Tuesday, January 21st, so people can prepare on a Monday by buying food, medications, toilet paper, take your money out of the bank. Get ready for 10 days of communication darkness. The power to the entire world will switch off briefly to install our Starlink satellite internet. Shutdowns will occur, but only in certain areas. Banks will close, ATMs and credit cards will stop working. Have at least a month's supply of food, water, cash, medicine, and essential items on hand for yourself, your family, and to share with others in case of an emergency. If you're unprepared, don't worry. The military will supply what you need. Non-stop education will be broadcast, teaching everyone about the true principles of freedom and justice. Global currency reset. Saturday, December 28th, 2024, Wolverine. Get ready, everyone. We are ready. All protocols have been met and everything is ready to go. We just have to wait for the go sign. I'm expecting the 1st or the 2nd of January. I've had many on a conference call and they all said that we are about to go anytime right now, and many are pointing to the 1st and 2nd of January 2025. Not long to go, guys. God bless. Saturday, December 28th, TNT Tony. The green light has been given once again and bankers have a window. Saturday, December 28th, 2024, we have a link. Historic. Trump's QFS now in full control. Elites billions confiscated. DNA verification enforced. Quantum wealth transfer begins. Redemption cards activated. EBS ready. And Starlink secures the grid. Gazette teller. Jassara will roll out with a January 2025 global reset announcement, followed by a 48-hour global communication lockdown, during which the EBS will broadcast the truth about the old financial system and take down of the elite, marking the beginning of the largest wealth redistribution in human history. Global financial crisis. Critical. Banks are desperate to block redemption centers. Iraqi dinar, Zim, QFS, and the end of the fiat dollar. Patrick B. Kennedy. A hidden war for global wealth is underway, and the banks owned by the collapsing cabal are panicking. They are desperate to keep you from redemption centers where a gold-backed financial system is dismantling their control. Banks' dirty secrets revealed. Banks are not just offering low exchange rates, they are sabotaging the global currency reset. For years, they have enslaved humanity with debt and worthless fiat currencies. Now their system is crumbling. Insiders report that banks hoard currencies like the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong, claiming they are worthless while planning to exchange them at redemption centers for massive profits. Misinformation campaigns are in full swing. Banks want you to believe redemption centers don't exist because these centers bypass their control. Operating under the revolutionary quantum financial system, redemption centers are immune to the cabal's manipulation. The revolutionary role of redemption centers aren't just for currency exchanges, they are gateways to financial freedom. Unlike banks, these centers are part of the QFS, ensuring secure, transparent, and asset-backed transactions. The gold-backed U.S. Treasury note and other currencies tied to tangible assets signal the death of fiat money. Even more, redemption centers are rumored to distribute tools like quantum access cards and the Patriot Wealth Fund. This fund consists of recovered cabal assets, including seized gold and offshore accounts, redistributed to empower individuals. The truth they fear. Banks know their days are numbered. As the GCR and the redemption centers expose their fraud and usher in a new financial era, the cabal's grip on humanity weakens. The choice is clear: trust the system of the elite or embrace the financial freedom of redemption centers. Restored Republic. Saturday, December 28, 2024. The green light has been given. Julian Assange. JFK Jr. has confirmed that the green light has been given for the Global Military Alliance. His statement adds weight and credibility to the announcement. JFK Jr.'s involvement signifies the importance and legitimacy of the operations. His words are a rallying cry, inspiring confidence and commitment among supporters. Mission accomplished. The declaration of mission accomplished signifies the successful execution of initial operations. This achievement is a testament to the meticulous planning and dedication of those involved. The accomplishment marks a significant milestone in the broader mission. It also serves as a morale booster, reinforcing the belief in the ultimate success of the plan. Operators engaged. Operators are actively engaged in executing their tasks. These highly skilled individuals are at the forefront of the operations, carrying out critical missions. Their engagement is vital for the success of the plan. The operators' expertise and dedication ensure that the operations are conducted efficiently and effectively. May Saturday bring peace and happiness. A message of hope and well-being is conveyed, wishing that Saturday brings peace and happiness. This message underscores the humanitarian aspect of the mission. It reflects a commitment to ensuring a better future for all. The invocation of divine guidance emphasizes the moral and ethical foundation of the operations. Military stationed in 300 to 360 cities. Reports indicate that the military is stationed in approximately 300 to 360 cities. This widespread presence underscores the scale and seriousness of the operations. The strategic placement of military forces ensures readiness and swift response. The anticipation of the Brunson brothers' announcement adds to the tension and significance of the military's presence. Return of Donald Trump and the impeachment of Joe Biden. The Brunson brothers' announcement revolves around the return of Donald Trump and the impeachment of Joe Biden. This revelation is expected to have profound political repercussions. The return of Trump signifies a significant shift in power dynamics. The impeachment of Biden marks a pivotal moment in U.S. political history. Blackout necessary after the Black Swan event. A blackout is deemed necessary following the Black Swan event. This measure is aimed at preventing chaos and maintaining order. The blackout will facilitate the transition to new systems and protocols. The Black Swan event's impact on the stock market necessitates this drastic measure. Attention, the biggest scandal in human history. Christ Consciousness Code, Jesus 18, Lost Years, reveals how you can use your God-given abundance antenna. Starlink SpaceX system. The The Starlink SpaceX system will play a crucial role in restoring power. This advanced technology will ensure a smooth transition from conventional power sources to quantum energy. The use of Starlink underscores the innovative and forward-thinking nature of the operations. The system will help stabilize the situation and prevent further disruptions. 10 countries running EBS. 10 countries will run the emergency broadcast system to cover the entire world. This coordinated effort ensures that crucial information is disseminated globally. The EBS will play a key role in maintaining communication and order during the blackout. This global coordination reflects the comprehensive and inclusive nature of the operations. Tuesday, February 11th, bombshell martial law unleashed. EBS's alerts urgent broadcast and how redemption centers might be our only hope. Ethan White, Julian Assange on Telegram. Deep state arrests. California alone has witnessed up to 8,000 arrests, with over 3,000 in the Northeast U.S., particularly concentrated in the New England area. Rumors suggest that the populace might be urged to stay indoors for their safety, especially during disclosures, while their final arrests take place. However, a resilient and awakened citizenry now more than ever won't be silenced or confined. The emergency broadcast system is on the horizon, and when it hits, it will be swift, silent, and shocking. Like a ghostly shadow, everything familiar will fade into obscurity, just like the eerie silence of 2020. We will be asked to remain rooted, perhaps for days, maybe weeks. Military, it seems, has a broader purpose. As the last of the so-called Satanists face arrest and are sent to Gitmo, the military is also gearing up to distribute food, especially to the elderly. This is not just about control, but also about care. There's chatter about the military potentially overseeing the nation until fresh elections are held. Precisely 120 days post the Jassara announcement, the focus should shift towards electing individuals with business acumen, particularly those who can rejuvenate local businesses and, more importantly, food-growing enterprises. The bustling stock market halted. The digital world you so intricately linked to gone. And trust me, when the EBS alert vibrates your cell phone, echoing the chilling announcement, you'll know it's begun. These messages sourced from the Starlink are there to stay. Deleting them? Forget about it. They're imprinted, lasting reminders of the changing times. Essentials first, stock up on clean drinking water. Ensure there's enough food, not just for you, but for your pets too. Medicines, get them in advance. Remember, the digital world is on hiatus, so medical records are inaccessible. Cash is king. In a world where digital transactions become obsolete, cash will be your savior. ATMs might be out of service and swiping those cards at gas pumps. Dream on, mental fortitude. When the shock hits, it's vital to keep your wits about you. Before you extend your hand to others, ensure you're mentally fortified. Some might be in a state of shock, unable to respond. In such cases, a breath of fresh air and a gentle walk might help. Your TV, phone, and internet will spring back to life, unveiling a spectacle titled Disclosures. Rumor has it, it might even grace the big screens, but this isn't your typical Netflix binge. It's a 24/7, 8-hour blog broadcast lasting anywhere from 3 to 10 days. The content? Oh, it's the raw, unfiltered truth of events, spanning military tribunals and even, hold your breath, public executions. Areas drenched in corruption like Los Angeles and New York might experience extended viewing periods, but when the switch is flipped back, expect a metamorphosis, a world pulsating with positive energy, devoid of evil's grasp. The internet transformed. Banking systems revolutionized. This, dear readers, is the dawn of an era of transparency and abundance, a veritable paradise on earth. However, as the layers peel back, revealing covert operations, prepare to be flabbergasted. The faces you recognize might just be elaborate masquerades, Hollywood-grade masks, CGI marvels, and eerily realistic body doubles. Ever watch The Truman Show? Our reality might not be far off, with the scripted drama unfolding since 2015 or perhaps even earlier. The Re-Inhabited Republic for these United States of America. Dr. Sandy Marecki sits down with SG to discuss the Re-Inhabited Republic. Countdown News for Saturday, December 28th, 2024. Saturday, December 28th, Alex Jones. The Canadians should vote to join the U.S. and watch the King of England activate his martial law powers through his Governor General. Then the people of Canada will finally understand that they are not a free country and that their parliament is ceremonial. Once Canadians know this fact, they can sign a new Declaration of Independence and by peaceful force of action emancipate themselves from the criminal crown. Just as America did in 1776, Canada, take your destiny into your own hands now. Saturday, December 28th, we have a link. You're the target. The WHO's biometric and DNA surveillance agenda is happening. This is the fight for humanity's future, Gazette Teller. Saturday, December 28th, leaked explosive details of Obama's dark agenda, the global elite's ultimate puppet, his plot to sabotage Trump, and the brutal collapse that made him 2024's biggest political failure. Saturday, December 28th, the secret Vatican gold vault. The Vatican's treasure of solid gold has been estimated by the United Nations World Magazine to amount to several $billions. A large bulk of this is stored in gold ingots with the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank, while banks in England and Switzerland hold the rest. But this is just a small portion of the wealth of the Vatican, which in the U.S. alone is greater than that of the 5 wealthiest giants, end quote. This was reported by Henry Macau. There were reportedly that an international military force that repatriated 650 plane loads. Remember, Charlie Ward talked about, he was part of that. He helped to do that. Plane loads of gold and cash from the Vatican to the U.S. Treasury. A tunnel between Vatican City and Jerusalem was discovered containing gold. The amount of gold found is more gold than you can imagine. Stacked 13 levels high for the first 150 miles. Wow. That's a lot of gold. Of the tunnel, 650 planes used to transport the gold. The result of this operation was the closure of over 6,000 Vatican bank accounts used for illegal activities. I do not have any conclusive information on that, but there was an interesting report that came out from the Vatican itself. In a report from Christian Hospitality, they published a congressional inquiry into the auditing of the Fort Knox gold, and they were informed by the officials responsible for that gold that the gold in Fort Knox and other depositories in the USA, 261 million ounces, is now part of the gold reserve of the International Monetary Fund. IMF controlled by Vatican Jesuits. We have been informed by one of the top lawyers employed by the IMF, eventually sacked because she intended to whistleblow on them, that the IMF was controlled by the Vatican and the Jesuits. Who is this person, you may ask? Karen Hughes, who has exposed over the years how the IMF worked. And I believe she was killed. But you can still find her different interviews on, Telegram or TikTok or YouTube. Just type in Karen Hughes. It's very revealing. Of course, a lot has changed since she came out publicly. Karen Hughes has some standout points she has made regarding information that you all have seen on this channel. For instance, Hughes asserts that a clandestine version of the U.S. Constitution, enacted in 1871, handed over significant control to private bankers, significantly altering the original governance framework, which is true. Also, according to her, individuals in court are seen as debtors rather than citizens, which of course is another term of enslavement, which effectively dehumanizes us and classifies us as property of the federal government. And it's a corporation, and we are a chattel of that corporation. So on and so forth. Something none of us should be surprised to hear, of course. There's a lot to look into regarding the subject. So take your time and understand that many things have changed that will come to fruition in full force over the coming months. We are no longer under the 1871 Corporate Act, which is why the Chevron Doctrine had to be overturned.
I'll be separate. The Pope wasn't happy. You should find the picture of him visiting the Pope. It took 650 planes to remove our gold from the Vatican Bank.
I'm not very happy about it, Jan, to be perfectly honest. We could do with your money at the minute. Keep it flowing, I say. Jan Halberhayes, really good to see you.
Saturday, December 28th, Starlink exposes the IRS's dark empire. Trillions stolen, human trafficking, and black budget crimes uncovered, Mr. Poole on Telegram. Elon Musk's Starlink has unleashed explosive revelations about the IRS's role in funding global chaos, trafficking networks, and covert operations. As of December 2024, Musk's team has laid bare the deep corruption at the heart of the IRS, sending shockwaves across the world. The IRS's black budget crimes, $12 trillion exposed. Starlink Intelligence has uncovered Operation Dominion Nexus, a covert IRS operation funneling $12 trillion into black budget programs in 2024 alone. These funds are tied to sinister projects aimed at destabilizing nations and enforcing elite control, including artificial food shortages, payments to corporations to destroy crops and engineer famines, forcing populations into submission, weather manipulation programs, financing HARP 2.0 to unleash hurricanes, droughts, and wildfires on dissenting regions, population control bioweapons, funding DNA-targeted weapons designed to eliminate specific groups while protecting the elite. These crimes are not accidents. They are calculated moves to control humanity while enriching the globalist cabal. Human trafficking networks funded by the IRS. Leaked financial data shows the IRS is directly funding human trafficking operations spanning the US, Europe, and Asia. Shockingly, funds labeled as foster care subsidies have been used to support child exploitation programs. Encrypted communications intercepted by Starlink reveal high-ranking IRS officials coordinating with global trafficking networks to supply elites with their resources. The IRS Military Alliance, targeting patriots. Starlink has exposed an alliance between the IRS and rogue military factions to silence whistleblowers and patriots. Key operations include the Phoenix Directive, a secret assassination program targeting over 3,000 individuals in 2024. Weaponized satellites, IRS-backed funding for satellites used to create natural disasters to suppress dissent. The elite's desperate attack on Starlink. The global elite have launched multiple sabotage attempts against Starlink, including quantum disruption technology, devices designed to crack Starlink's encryption, biological payloads, rogue satellites carrying diseases aimed at SpaceX engineers, false flag cyber attacks blaming Starlink and QFS to discredit Musk's initiatives. Despite this, Musk's engineers continue to outsmart these attacks, reinforcing Starlink as an unstoppable force for truth, alien technology, and IRS secrets. Starlink has intercepted communications revealing the IRS's role in hiding extraterrestrial technology. Black site contractors funded by the IRS are reverse engineering alien tech for elite use, with facilities identified in Nevada and Antarctica. Musk has vowed to release this information, stating humanity deserves to know.
Catch a glimpse of the future on the horizon, where the stars twinkle with an extra shine. It's not an alien invasion, but Starlink's satellite constellation, bringing high-speed internet to every corner of the globe. Imagine a world where geographical barriers no longer dictate your internet quality. From the bustling city to the remote wilderness, Starlink's mission is to bridge the digital divide. By launching thousands of low-orbit satellites, SpaceX's Starlink is revolutionizing our digital landscape. No more buffering, no more lag, just smooth browsing for all. This isn't just a dream, it's a future within our grasp. So the next time you gaze at the night sky, remember, those extra twinkles aren't just stars, they're gateways to global connectivity. Starlink, a vision of the future, happening today.
Digital enslavement agenda exposed. The IRS, in collaboration with tech giants, is developing the digital collar system, a biometric financial enslavement program. This system aims to eliminate cash, forcing all transactions through traceable digital accounts. Penalize non-compliance through financial restrictions tied to health data. Use social credit scores to limit access to funds, travel, and employment. Musk warns this system is the death of freedom, urging patriots to adopt the QFS and resist its implementation. The IRS collapse is imminent. High-ranking IRS officials are fleeing to bunkers as Starlink tracks stolen wealth. Musk's revelations have sparked a global movement demanding the IRS's dismantling and the return of stolen funds. Musk's message to the elite: your time is up. Musk declared, the people are waking up and your empire is crumbling. The IRS is just the first domino. This is more than a fight against corruption. It's the dawn of a new era of freedom, transparency, and justice. The revolution has the bravest of the brave, in memory of Georgina Cameron, murdered by the Catholic Church in Australia with help from a papal hitman, by her friend Kevin Annett. The first time she was assaulted by Catholic goons, Georgina Cameron was making an announcement to the parishioners of Lumen Christi Church in Wollongong, Australia. It was December 21st, 2022. Leaning on her crutches, the little 69-year-old woman was quietly reading from the Catholic Church policy, stating that whenever children are raped by a priest, no one is allowed to speak about it and the police are not to be told. Your children are at risk and are threatened by this policy called crimen solicitationis, Georgina said, holding up some papers. It also makes you accessories to the crime of protecting and enabling child rapists. As a teacher, I have a duty of care to prevent that. That's as far as Georgina got, in her words. Before I could finish speaking, I was quickly surrounded by 3 large men who were led by the parish priest, James Arblaster. These men mobbed me and tried forcing me into the corner, despite me being disabled and on crutches. In the process, they grabbed my arm and hurt me. Meanwhile, the priest tried grabbing my statement out of my hand, and then, when I kept reading it, he screamed at the parishioners to ignore what I was saying. To make matters worse, the bishop, Brian Mascord, joined the assault. He stood over me as I was pinned by the others and demanded that I be quiet, ignoring the violence being inflicted on me. Only when I challenged him about his complicity in enforcing the crime and policy did he withdraw and hurry from the church. Then I was dragged and thrown out of the building, causing me excruciating pain and damaging my limbs. But the assault did not stop there. For performing a necessary humanitarian service in a public, taxpayer-supported space, Georgina Cameron became a walking target, but she refused to stop her public witnessing to Vatican crimes, and so the attacks that followed, including more physical assaults on her by church members and the police that were incited by Catholic Church officials, ended in her death in the summer of 2023. My friend Georgina had more courage than anyone I've ever known by single-handedly challenging child killers to their face and making a bishop run away. That frail, noble woman put not only them to shame, but all those who refuse to confront the Catholic Church for its atrocities. In her pit bull-like refusal to back down from church terror, so alarmed and embarrassed the papal hierarchy that, according to new evidence, a top Vatican advisor instigated the kill order against Georgina. The man's name is Ian Benson. Officially, Benson is a legal scholar at Notre Dame University in Sydney and a member of the shadowy Opus Dei cult. In practice, is as an advisor to the Vatican's Santa Alianza Covert Action Agency. Ian Benson is a hired gun, Part of his work is to eliminate people deemed as special threats to the Catholic Church's child trafficking and killing network. People like Georgina Cameron and me. Ian Benson is the same lawyer who managed the show trial that blacklisted and expelled me from United Church Ministry in 1997 after I unearthed the past and ongoing murder of Native children by Canadian churches. www.murderbydecree.com. Why the United Church turned to an outsider like Benson, paid him the unprecedented sum of $58,000 to do the hatchet job on me, perplexed a lot of people at the time, but in the light of his involvement in the murder of Georgina Cameron, Benson's role becomes even more obvious and odious. As I describe in a just-released book, Ian Benson is a member, along with the United Church officials who sacked and racked me, of the notorious child trafficking 12 Mile Club, originally based in Vancouver, but now operating around the Pacific Rim, including in Shanghai, China, and Sydney, Australia. Georgina Cameron had just uncovered that fact when she was killed. And there's a link, The Criminal Conspiracy to Silence Genocide Truthers in Canada. A new book and campaign for 2025, Murder by Decree. Benson's a lot more evil than you think, Kev. Georgina told me in our last Zoom call just before she disappeared. In July 2023, I learned from one of his staffers at the university that he flies to Beijing and Rome several times a month, and that a colleague accused him of buying and selling kids there. But then the colleague died suddenly. But the staffer said Benson's in a special club that's dirty with pedophilia and worse, and it's connected to a similar thing in Vancouver. As undaunted with Ian Benson as she was with Catholic Church thugs, Georgina sought out and confronted him to his face the same month as her disappearance. She handed him a copy of the common law court order that had convicted Benson of complicity in genocide in Canada. Then she tried to perform a citizen's arrest on him. He looked completely shocked. Georgina recounted in our last call. Then he gave me a hate stare like I've never seen before. The cops were at my door that evening. I was told to stop what I was doing in no uncertain terms. Soon after Georgina's disappearance, Ian Benson took an extended academic leave to an undisclosed location, but as convicted felon sentenced to 30 years imprisonment for his complicity in murder, Benson faces a standing common law arrest warrant and a new summons to arrest charges of his role in Georgina Cameron's death. The only way for us to remember and honor Georgina Cameron is by doing as she did and pushing to the front line of battle, fighting to the death the child killers who hide behind clerical robes. For those monsters continue to prosper and feed, while the good women who confronted them lies dead, and the rest of you stand by and watch and allow it to happen. Is it nothing to you?
The Catholic Church continues to face accusations of hiding and protecting known serial pedophiles. Despite legal victories, such as the 2004 lawsuit allowing U.S. survivors to sue the Vatican, recent revelations show little has changed. A report from the Louisville Courier-Journal highlights the Church's lack of action in cases like Father Mouser, who avoided accusations by hiding in Kentucky. Statistics show most child victims don't come forward for years, making the Church's claims misleading. Advocates, like the speaker, continue to fight for victims, but the statute of limitations blocks justice for many after they turn 28.
Saturday, December 28th, Nasara Jasara and Medbeds behind the scenes, Julian Assange on Telegram. The connection between Nasara Jasara and Medbeds is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Nasara Jasara, a set of proposed economic reforms, is said to be closely linked with the release of Medbed technology. Proponents urge the public to trust the plan, suggesting that a grand unveiling is imminent. The behind-the-scenes activities involve a complex interplay of political maneuvering, technological advancements, and strategic timing. What to expect? The release of Medbeds is expected to be nothing short of dramatic. As the world watches with bated breath, the unveiling promises to be a game changer, Imagine hospitals equipped with these advanced devices curing diseases that were once thought incurable. The potential for societal transformation is immense, with far-reaching implications for healthcare, longevity, and quality of life.
In the near future, we will have a healing device known as a medbed, which is often depicted as an advanced medical device that uses quantum technology, and they will have extraordinary healing capabilities. These medbeds already exist, but it is just not available to the public as of now. But these medbeds can diagnose and treat various ailments and injuries in a non-invasive or minimally invasive manner, potentially even regenerating tissues or organs. Proponents of the concept envision a future where medbeds, as well as Tesla coils and other free energy devices such as replicator technology, are widely available and accessible, revolutionizing healthcare and providing advanced healing opportunities for individuals. Some claims even suggest that medbeds may be able to reverse the aging process or enhance human capabilities. These medbeds will be one of the first technologies released from the NESARA program. These medbeds will be able to diagnose your body's systems so you can return to optimal health. These medbeds will be able to scan your entire body using anything from an X-ray or MRI, and then will be able to heal the cells and tissues in your body once it has found the underlying cause.
So now you can see why Big Pharma does not want these to come out, because they will not be able to survive this. Unpacking the potential of medbeds, let's delve deeper into what makes medbeds so revolutionary. At their core, these devices utilize advanced technology to scan and diagnose the human body with unprecedented precision. Once a diagnosis is made, the bed can initiate a healing process that regenerates damaged tissues, restores organ function, and even reverse aging. Healing chronic illnesses. Chronic illnesses such as diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune disorders could become a thing of the past. Medbed's ability to repair and regenerate tissue means that these conditions, which currently require lifelong management, could be cured entirely. Patients who have spent years suffering and managing symptoms could find themselves living healthy, pain-free lives. Reversing aging. The anti-aging potential of medbeds is perhaps the most exciting aspect for many. By activating and repairing DNA at a cellular level, these devices could theoretically reverse the aging process. This means not just a longer life, but a healthier, more vibrant one. Imagine an 80-year-old with the physical health of a 30-year-old. This could be the reality medbeds offer, enhancing human capabilities. Beyond healing and regeneration, medbeds could also enhance human capabilities. By optimizing genetic potential, these devices could lead to improved physical and mental performance, and this could usher in a new era of human evolution, where individuals are healthier, stronger, and more capable than ever before. The ethical dilemmas. While the benefits of medbeds are immense, they also raise significant ethical questions. The idea of human cloning, for instance, is fraught with moral and philosophical dilemmas. What are the implications of creating clones? How do we ensure the rights and dignity of cloned individuals? These are questions that society will need to grapple with as this technology becomes more widely available. We have a link to Breaking News Medbeds, and do not be scammed. Medbeds are free. Please don't get scammed. Share for others.
Okay, so about 15 minutes after I finished my live stream this morning, I received a message. And all it said was medbeds available to the public as of today. Wait for further instructions. I went, rightio. So I got the further instructions. Okay, we got more throughout the day. Today we got more. So I'm going to read what I received. This is from an actual person, okay, within the medbed department. Okay, this is what I received. Medbeds available to the public worldwide as of right now. We are just waiting for the number or website to start booking appointments. Okay, so they are available. They have been released to the public as of right now, as of this morning. Okay. However, we don't yet have the contact details to book our appointments. So we're still in a holding pattern for the time being. Okay. Radio. Now, website would be a website from an official website from the Department of Defense. Okay, so it's a military website. It's not just some website someone's created and said, oh, hey, book your appointments. Okay, it is a military website. All right, Department of Defense. Okay. Now, where does this leave humanitarians? Right, humanitarians will take priority over the public, okay, except for priority ones. Okay, humanitarians that are not priority ones will go immediately after a priority one on that day. Okay, you don't have to wait for all priority ones to be complete. Okay, just on that day. Okay. Those who have been trained in medbeds or spiritual counselling in the SSP will be asked to help out, not required to help, but requested, once they have had their medbed treatment. If they agree, their memories will be returned to them, so you can immediately go and work as a medbed operator or a spiritual counsellor, or whatever you've been trained in. Okay, you won't need any further training, because if you've been in the SSP and you've done the training, then you've already got it. Medbeds are in every major city in the world. Okay, now the same goes for animals. The booking details will be through Elon Musk's Starlink system and cannot be duplicated or hacked. Right, cannot be duplicated or hacked. So the only details, okay, the actual medbed booking details, you will not be able to replicate it, duplicate it, or it cannot be hacked. Okay, they've made sure of that. Where are we? Sky Prince, also known as Kerry-Ann Thornton, is the representative for the medbeds, will be the only one who will receive the contact details. There will be no emails or fees, completely free. So basically they're saying that I'm the representative for the medbeds, for the rollout of the medbeds. I'm not the one to book your appointment. I'm the one that will release the contact details to book your appointment. Either a national phone number or a military Department of Defense website, okay? And I'm the only one that will get those details. So if you're following me, the legitimate me, not the scammer me, you will get those details, okay?
The old real news that never made the fake news, and these are articles at beforeitsnews.com. October 9th, 2024, military rescues 6 children kidnapped by FEMA for child sex trafficking. October 8th, 2024, FBI and FEMA charged with gunning down Hurricane Helene victims. October 7th, 2024, FEMA killing Hurricane Helene victims in Kamala's land grab of victim properties. October 4th, 2024, Byington bombshell report, FEMA refusing to save victims, accept critical supplies, and they're confiscating donations for Hurricane Helene victims. January 29th, 2021, pedophile ring investigation centers around White House, Capitol building as children surface.
fucking shit, guys. Oh, holy fucking shit, guys.
There seems to be a situation developing. This is actually affecting multiple people across different states, starting from the East Coast. And what people are posting and coming forward and claiming is this weird fog that's blanketing them. But the weird thing about it is it looks different, it smells different, and it's actually hurting their nose, eyes, and throat. Take a look at these next 4 videos and let us know, are you or have you seen this mysterious fog?
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it went from snow, rain, cold to 50 degrees and fog. Now, this is the exact type of shit that I be talking about when it comes to this geoengineering and how they alter in the atmosphere and they're fucking with the ozone layer and they're obscuring the fucking vision of the sky.
The fog tonight? What the fuck? Okay then. Holy shit.
A friend of mine sent me a video of someone sending a drone up above the fog, and you are not going to believe it. Hold on. Now just watch. The drone's going up, and then things are about to get a little bit weird. Watch as it turns. They're gonna zoom in on something. What does it look like? Tell me when they zoom in. What is that off in the distance? And they're gonna do it again in another spot. Well, what do we have here? What did that look like to you? Do you remember the old videos where they were making clouds and there was like a smokestack that was up in the sky? If so, what is that sitting on top of? But let's discuss something else about holograms and what they're doing. It's in the beta phase right now. A hologram works by splitting a laser beam in 2 parts. One beam reflects off the other object you want to capture, while the other acts as a reference beam. But does it work well with fog? When used with fog, a hologram essentially projects an image onto a screen created by the fog particles, allowing the 3D image to appear to float in the air. This technique is often called a fog screen projection and is commonly used in theatrical settings to create dramatic visual effects. What's that say? Yeah. It didn't smell natural. It didn't look natural because it wasn't, allegedly.